Gavin here with Household Content Adjuster King Certified Appraisal and Auction Service. The reason I'm making this video is I want to talk about customer feedback. We recently had an auction on October 1st. We had a ton of positive feedback from auction goers, from our consigners. But here's the thing. This isn't toot your own horn hour. I'm not going to sit up here and just talk about how great we are. You can check out our website. You can call us. We'll tell you how great we are there. But here's the thing. I want to talk about a complaint. I want to talk about a complaint we got about the October 1st auction, and I'm going to tell you why I'm going to talk about it. So if you're a dealer, you should listen to this. If you have a business, you should listen to this. And if you plan on going to one of our auctions or dealing with our business, you should listen to this because we care about what you have to say and what you think about our business. And I'm going to solve this problem, hopefully, right now in this video. So I hope you keep watching. Here's the deal. I look at complaints, and the smartest thing you can ever do as a business is look at complaints as an opportunity. So I got some stuff written up here, and that's the first thing. So the first thing is a complaint is an opportunity if you do something about it. Tons of businesses spend a boatload of money figuring out what people are complaining about, but they don't do anything about it. I am so happy we live in 2015. We have social media. We have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, you name it, YouTube. People are complaining all the time on Yelp. How many businesses have you never done business with before or not at a restaurant for your anniversary because you got on Yelp and found out 5 people, 1,000 people liked it, but 5 people said the food sucked or the service sucked, or whatever the situation, and you never went there. I never want that to happen. Now, it's probably going to happen, but I don't want it to happen if I can control it. And as a business owner, myself and you can control this. You have direct control of answering problems, solving problems, changing systems. You are the business owner, so you got to step up because I'm going to step up. So as these other auctioneers and these other organizations aren't stepping up to the plate, we're going to, and that's why we're going to be better, and that's why we are better. So the other thing is, you got to do something about it. You can't just take a complaint and say, okay, well, that's great. Most businesses are so afraid of being exposed for something they're not good at, and they're too lazy to change what they're not good at to be better for you, which is the customer. You're the client. You're the reason we make money. You're the reason we grow. But businesses just spend money collecting the data, but they don't do anything. We're going to do something. We're going to do something about a complaint today, and I'm going to talk about that too. So what are we going to do right now? I'm going to give you an example. So I'm just going to pull this out of my pocket, and I'm going to read to you, and I'll post this up here. I'm going to read to you the complaint, and I'm going to handle it right now. So this person writes, obviously, I blanked out their names. So-and-so and I went to an auction tonight. We usually spend several $100s on stuff for the store. Tonight we spent $17. We won't go back to that auctioneer's cell. I've never been to an auction where the auction workers bid items up and then say we did our research, we know what it's worth, and it's worth more than that during the bid. P.S. I go to auction so I can get a deal. Duh. The next person writes, Auction Kings has all the bases covered, buying and bidding on things they're selling. And then the next person, or the original person, writes, I wasn't calling names, LOL. I'm going to stop real quick to tell you, say our name in everything that you post, regardless if it's good or regardless if it's bad. Because if you wouldn't have wrote that, if you would have not taken the time, or that other person wouldn't have taken the time to call us out, I wouldn't be able to even make this video or respond to you. And again, that's what makes 2015 great. Before, it was all talking behind people's back in the 90s. 80s, 70s, and before then, auctioneers, it just never came back. Now we can actually do something about it. But again, most people are too lazy to do anything about it. So let's continue. I've seen this done too. One time I asked who I was bidding against. He said he wouldn't tell me, so I quit bidding, and the auctioneer didn't have another person. I stopped bidding, and I think the auctioneer had to buy it. Then they respond, well, I said something to one of the owners. She said maybe there's a misunderstanding. Blank said, oh, there's no misunderstanding. I usually wouldn't say anything, but I gave her some feedback. Thank you so much. And I really mean that. Not condescending, 100% thank you so much. Number one, the first thing I'm going to do is the next auction, hopefully you come to the next auction. If not, call me, 888 3671311. I'm going to give you your $17 back. And if you come to the next auction, I'm going to give you $20 in auction credit. 100%. You grab me. I wear a red shirt. It says Household Content Adjuster Kings on it. My name's David. You come up. You grab me. I don't care what I'm doing. If I'm carrying a 50-pound anvil, we're about to auction off. Grab me, and I'm going to give you your money back, or I'm going to give you auction credit because I want you to come back. But first, I want to explain to you exactly what's happening, and there is a misunderstanding. So let me address that. I kind of threw my markers here as I got excited, but here's the deal. So first thing about bidding items up, we don't bid items up. What it's called is absentee bidding. Okay, and a lot of auctions do this. You just don't notice they do it. We're just kind of upfront about it. So what absentee bidding is our consigners consign an item, okay? And maybe it's 10 items, maybe it's 1,000 items, how many ever items they have to consign that we see a value to actually put in an auction. Okay, so I'm going to pick a case where this happened, an actual case. So there was a washer, and the gentleman had put a reserve on it, okay? So let's say, this isn't the number, but let's say there was a $100 reserve on that item. Every auction company is going to charge a percent to a consigner. That's how they make money for selling it, okay? So if there's a reserve on an item, what most auctioneers do, let's say it's 10%, they're going to start the bid at what? At $100. They're going to charge them 10%. Let's say it doesn't sell. Let's say the item never goes for more than $100, and they say sold $100. It's sold for the reserve, back to the consigner. So now what they're going to do is they're going to charge that consigner $10. $10 for not selling their item. We do a huge justice by our consigners. So what we do is we place that percent on what the item actually would have sold for at fair market value at the auction. So if the price realized or the final bid was $50, we're still going to charge that 10%, but now that's what? $5. So they're paying half. Essentially, the person is buying their item back so you didn't sell it below what their minimum was. So the way we do it, we start every item just like any other item in an auction because we don't want to screw our consigners over. And that's what you're seeing. The second thing that I want to talk about is bidding on their own items. Okay? Fair enough. Sometimes there's really awesome deals, guys, and we buy the item. Here's the deal, though. We're not buying everything. It's not as if there's 1,000 items and we're buying 900 of them. Here's the reason why. We're an auction company. If we wanted to buy these items, they called us. We would have already bought them all, but we don't. We want to pass them on to you guys. That's our entire business model, is to sell you stuff. But if there's a 42-inch flat screen and for some reason it's going to sell for $1, I'm going to buy it, and I don't really think anybody could blame me for that. Now, a flat screen better not ever sell for $1 at our auction. Let's be realistic. That wouldn't be good for business or for our consigners. But that's what you're seeing, and that's really all you're seeing. The third thing, you talk to an owner. You didn't talk to an owner. You talked to our clerk who grabbed me after you left, because you left pretty quick, and told me she suggested she go grab me so that I could come personally explain everything to you. But here's the deal. You refused that, and you left. So here's what I have to tell you guys. If you see me or you see John, my business partner in this organization, again, I don't care if I'm lifting a car up off of one of our wing guys because it rolled over him. Grab me on the shoulder, and as soon as I pick that car up, I'm going to walk right over to you, and we're going to have a conversation, and hopefully I can solve your problem. But if you don't ever tell me that there's a problem, I can't solve it. I can't change the systems. I can't make the business better. I really, really want you to complain. Please come to me and complain. Write your comments down in this YouTube video. Write our name on Facebook. Good feedback, bad feedback. I don't really ever hear neutral feedback, but neutral feedback too. Whatever the situation is, I just want to make sure when you come to our auction, you have a great time. Whether you buy something or you don't buy something, I know you guys take time out of your day away from your families to come to the auction. And again, maybe you're a dealer, so you're there to make money. If that's what you're there for, come up and talk to me. I know a ton of stuff about a lot of these items, guys. I can help you make money. I'm putting together a series right now to do just that, so you guys know what items to look for, how to flip them, and if you're not internet savvy, I'm going to help you there too. I can tell you what platforms to sell it, and remember, we're certified appraisers. We have a pretty good idea of what the values are for most items. Yeah, I'm not a professional, niche Picasso art guy. I don't know everything there is to know about Picasso, but I know generally about art. I know generally about antiques. So I know a lot of general information, but better than general information knowing, I know how to find the information, because knowledge is power, and I know where to find that information. So if you guys have questions, comments, concerns, complaints, please scream them from the rooftops so I can make this business better and I can answer your questions. Again, I really hope you see this video, and I hope you come back to our auction. If not, call me 888-367-1311. I'm going to send you a check for $20. That way, I can at least say, bam, you didn't at least spend money with an organization you didn't want to do business with. I really appreciate you guys watching. You can check out our website for auction updates, contentadjuster.com. Check us out on Facebook, on Twitter, @AdjusterKings. And check out, the new YouTube series that's going to be coming up. I'm going to help you guys make a lot of money doing this. Sorry this video was so long. I'm just really passionate about what I do. I work 15-hour days, and I want that to reflect to you guys that we care. We care about everything you have to say about us. And I will personally spend the time to call you, email you, text you, whatever, 24 hours a day. You're on our minds. Thank you so much. Have a good night.